Minister of Lebanon on the occasion of Lebanon's Independence Day. The Vice President emphasizes the critical role of SMEs in the economy. And the Parliament Speaker affirms that the current Parliament is committed to ensuring that none of its works remain pending.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu alaikum. Welcome to PSM News in English with me, Hafiz Al-Sattar. And now the news in detail. President Dr. Mohamed Muiz sends greetings and good wishes to the Prime Minister of Lebanon, Mohamed Najib Azmi Mikati, on the occasion of Lebanon's Independence Day. In his message, President Dr. Muiz conveyed his well wishes to the Prime Minister, the government and the people of Lebanon. The President expressed his hope for the further strengthening of ties between the Maldives and Lebanon, reaffirming the Maldives' support and unwavering solidarity as Lebanon celebrates its independence during these challenging times. President Dr. Muiz concluded his message with best wishes for Lebanon's Prime Minister's health and well-being and for continued progress and prosperity for the people of Lebanon. Vice President Hussein Mohamed Latif emphasizes the critical role of small and medium enterprises, SMEs, in the economy. He made the remarks during the inauguration of the Maldives MSME Awards 2025.
Business Center Corporation (BCC) introduced the Maldives MSME Awards 2025 to award small and medium enterprises (SMEs). The award was officially inaugurated by the Vice President. Speaking at the event, Vice President Latif emphasized the crucial role of small and medium enterprises in the economy, describing them as the backbone of essential economic activities and services. He noted that these enterprises significantly contribute to job creation, innovation, and overall economic growth. The Vice President also praised the entrepreneurs behind these businesses as dedicated individuals who work tirelessly to advance societal development, resilience, and prosperity, often making great sacrifices for the progress of the nation. Furthermore, Vice President Latif pointed out that in the 21st century, new dimensions such as art, digital markets, and international business opportunities are emerging. To thrive in these areas, he stressed the importance of equipping entrepreneurs with the necessary skills and knowledge to adapt to changing markets. During the event, Deputy Managing Director of BCC, Samih Adam, emphasized the efforts exerted by BCC to enhance economic development. Under these efforts, he noted that BCC has found markets for over 500 SMEs. He noted that valuing small firms was a vital step to accelerate economic growth and development. BCC decided to organize this event as an annual event to recognize the achievement of micro, small, and medium enterprises as well as individual businesses operating across the Maldives. The first edition of the award will be open on December 1st.
Speaker of the Parliament Abdurrahim Abdullah affirms that the current Parliament is committed to ensuring that none of its work remains pending. In an exclusive interview with PSMNEWS, Speaker Abdurrahim criticized the previous Parliament for failing to deliver meaningful results, attributing this to poor intentions. He emphasized that when elected parliamentarians have good intentions, achieving results becomes much easier. The Speaker assured that the current Parliament will demonstrate this commitment through tangible outcomes. He also highlighted the ongoing efforts to approve essential legal amendments in line with the pledges made by President Dr. Mohamed Muiz. Additionally, Speaker Abdurrahim, who also serves as the chairperson of the People's National Congress (PNF), stated that all PNC parliamentarians are united in their objectives, ensuring there will be no differences of opinion among them. He revealed that all members are working collaboratively for the benefit of the residents. Furthermore, Speaker Abdurrahim noted the significant achievements made in the final year of President Dr. Muiz's administration. He reaffirmed the government's determination to ensure continued success throughout the remainder of the current administration's term. And now we'll take a short break for Isha prayers. Stay tuned.
Mammati asli mage dammartiye aliko ding mage
الله أكبر الله أكبر الله أكبر الله أكبر أشهد أن لا إله إلا الله أشهد أن لا إله إلا الله أشهد أن محمدا رسول الله أشهد أن محمدا رسول الله حي على الصلاة حي على الصلاة حي على الفلاح حي على الفلاح الله أكبر الله أكبر لا إله إلا الله اللهم رب هذه الدعوة التامة والصلاة القائمة آت محمدا الوسيلة والفضيلة والدرجة الرفيعة وبعثه مقاما محمودا الذي وعدته وارزقنا شفاعته برحمتك يا أرحم الراحمين وصلى الله على محمد وآله وصحبه وسلم والحمد لله رب العالمين.
Welcome back to PSM News in English, and now we'll continue with the news. Maldives Monetary Authority MMA and the Reserve Bank of India RBI signed a Memorandum of Understanding MOU to use their respective local currencies, Maldivian Rupiah MBR and Indian Rupee INR, for cross-border transactions. The agreement was signed by the Governor of MMA Ahmad Munawar and the Governor of RBI Shakti Das.
The MOU encourages the use of local currencies for any financial transactions between the two countries, including transactions from the current account and permitted capital account. This arrangement will facilitate businesses in both nations to issue bills and ensure the settlement of bills in their own respective currencies when importing goods and services. This would in turn create an opportunity for the currencies of both nations to be used in the foreign exchange market, reducing expenses and expediting the settlement process. This decision is an important step forward in enhancing the ties between MMA and RBI. The utilization of local currency in cross-border transactions will also pave the path to expand trade between the two countries, strengthening bilateral trade relations. During President Dr. Mohammad Muizzu's visit to India in October, he engaged in comprehensive discussions pertaining to the utilization of local currencies in cross-border transactions. This visit also saw the official inauguration of RuPay card services in the Maldives. Additionally, President Dr. Muizzu decided to take steps to introduce India's Unified Payment Interface (UPI) in the Maldives. This initiative, a recommendation from the Cabinet, aims to enhance the Maldivian economy by promoting financial inclusion, improving transaction efficiency, and strengthening digital infrastructure.
Minister of Economic Development and Trade Mohammed Saeed announces that the free trade agreement made with Turkey will be implemented early next year. The free trade agreement was signed between the Maldives and Turkey on November 4th, aimed at strengthening the bilateral relations in terms of trade.
Speaking at a program aired on PSM News, Minister Said stated that the agreement will take effect during the first quarter of next year. The minister assured that the agreement will prove to be beneficial for the Maldives. As such, the agreement will not only ease fish exports to Turkey, but also reduce trade barriers, bolster trade relations between the two countries, and facilitate increased bilateral trade. Maldivian fish exporters will also have the opportunity to expand their businesses in the Turkish market, while Maldivian consumers and businesses will benefit from access to Turkish products at lower prices. The agreement was discussed during President Dr. Mohammad Muizzu's visit to Turkey in November last year, when he met with the President of Turkey to discuss enhancing bilateral relations. The two leaders engaged in extensive discussions on strengthening economic ties, including cooperation in trade, investment, renewable energy, and higher education. Additionally, the government has been exerting efforts to implement the free trade agreement made with China from January 1, 2025. Minister Said notes that this agreement will facilitate a variety of opportunities and benefits for businesses. The free trade agreement was signed between the two states in 2014, and its implementation was approved by the Parliament in 2017. However, the implementation has been delayed following a change in government in 2018. Despite this, President Dr. Muizzu decided to ensure the implementation of this agreement since he took office. According to the government, the trade activities between the Maldives and China are worth $700 million. The government expresses confidence that this amount will be boosted to $1 billion following the implementation of the free trade agreement.
Ministry of Health announces that tobacco trading requires a special license issued by the ministry in addition to the permit issued by any government authority under the Tobacco Control Act. The ministry stated that the license will be issued after the amendments to the Act is finalized within the next 2 months.
Amendments were brought to the Tobacco Control Act, and it has been under implementation since November 15. Following this, efforts are underway to formulate essential regulations related to tobacco control, with the Health Ministry informing that tobacco trade will require a special license issued by the ministry. It noted that parties importing tobacco into the Maldives, those exporting tobacco and related products, and those who sell such products individually or in bulk must obtain the license. The Act stipulates that these regulations must be finalized by January 15, 2025. After that, the regulations will be implemented, mandating all involved in trading tobacco to obtain a license. Under President Dr. Mohammad Muizzu's leadership, several efforts are being exerted to minimize the health problems faced due to smoking. As such, the importation of vaping devices have been banned since November 15th, while decisions have been made to ban the usage of such devices or complementary products from December 15 onwards. Additionally, the sale of any tobacco-related products to individuals under 21 years or involving persons under 21 in tobacco sales transactions have been prohibited, and significant increases have been introduced to the import duties of such products.
The Ministry of Tourism extends the deadline to submit applications for the Maldives Tourism Awards. The ministry initially planned to close the deadline for application submissions on November 11th. However, the deadline has been extended to November 28th. The Maldives Tourism Awards will recognize resorts, hotels, guest houses, safaris and travel agencies with present 23 awards across 5 categories. Applications must be submitted online and will be evaluated based on activities conducted from June 1st, 2023 to May 31st, 2024. Last year, 59 awards were offered, receiving 225 applications from 88 participants with 31 awards granted. The Maldives Tourism Awards aim to recognize outstanding contributions by individuals and companies in the tourism sector. Beijing says that if China and the US can maintain a stable, healthy and sustainable development trend in economic and trade relations, it would be beneficial to both sides.
Vice Commerce Minister Wang Shouwen said that China is willing to conduct active dialogue with the United States based on the principles of mutual respect and promote the development of bilateral economic and trade relations. Wang, also China's international trade representative, said that China would be able to resolve and resist the impact of external shocks, responding to a question about the impact of potential tariff from US President-elect Donald Trump. Speaking at a press conference, he expressed confidence in China and US maintaining stable, healthy and sustainable development trend in economic and trade relations. He also added that China is also willing to expand areas of cooperation and manage differences with the US. With Trump's threat to impose tariff in excess of 60% on all Chinese goods, which has ratified Chinese manufacturers and accelerated factory relocation to Southeast Asia and other regions, Chinese exporters are bracing for any trade disruptions. Economists believe that the United States could impose nearly 40% tariff on imports from China early next year, potentially slicing growth in the world's second biggest economy by up to 1 percentage point. Chinese authorities announced a series of policy measures aimed at boosting foreign trade, including pledging to strengthen financing support to firms and expand exports of agricultural products. The trade turmoil of Trump's first presidency will also bring impacts on the Chinese yuan. The yuan rallied 10% through the first 18 months before sliding about 12% through his imposition of tariff and the pandemic.
A Delhi-based environmentalist calls for immediate action against the Indian capital's pollution crisis.
Mohan George, who works as a consultant for clean air and sustainable mobility at Indian research body Centre for Science and Environment, said that a lot of time was lost, adding that the situation is very grave.
We are already late. We lost much time. We need immediate actions. We have sufficient data, as I said, about 6 source apportionment study for this city. Emission inventory is available, carrying capacity study is available. You have strongest ambient monitoring network in your city. You have sufficient data. You have to act now. It's already delayed. You can't wait for anything. Situation is very grave. You know between October and November it happens. So we must be prepared.
According to Swiss group IQ Air, pollution in the Indian capital remains severe, trending upwards from the day before. Air quality in northern India has deteriorated over the past week, with toxic smog obscuring India's famed monument to love, the Taj Mahal, about 220 kilometers, around 136 miles from New Delhi. The city battles smog, a toxic mix of smoke and fog, every winter as cold air traps dust, emissions and smoke from illegal farm fires. Schools in the city have moved classes online and vehicle restrictions are in place in attempts to lessen the haze. India battles air pollution every winter as cold, heavy air traps dust emissions and smoke from farm fires started illegally in the farming states of Punjab and Haryana.
The Premier League champions says that Manchester City manager Pep Guardiola has signed a 2-year contract extension that will keep him at the club until 2027.
Spaniard Guardiola's decision means he will spend more than a decade at the club he joined in 2016 and has led to a dazzling array of silverware, including 6 Premier League titles and 1 Champions League crown. The news will be welcomed by City fans who might have feared the Guardiola era was drawing to a close with his current deal expiring at the end of this season. The 53-year-old, who previously had successful spells at Barcelona and Bayern Munich, said in a statement that Manchester City means so much to him. He joined Abu Dhabi-owned City in 2016 and has turned them into a trophy-winning machine. He has guided City to 18 major trophies and established a brand of football that is admired across the globe. This season has brought a slight dip in form, however, and they are on a 4-match losing streak, the worst since Guardiola arrived. The manager said that he thinks they deserve, after 4 defeats in a row, a chance to bounce back and try to turn the situation around. City chairman Khaldoon Al-Mubarak said in a statement that he is delighted that Pep's journey with Manchester City will continue, allowing his dedication, passion and innovative thinking to continue to shape the landscape of the game.
Alec Baldwin's Western Rust premiered at the low-key Polish Film Festival 3 years after cinematographer Helena Hutchins died when Baldwin pointed a gun at her in Hollywood's first on-set fatal shooting in nearly 30 years.
Director Joel Souza, who was wounded in the shooting, told that it was a relief to have completed the film and bring it to the audiences in what he hoped would be a tribute to the 42-year-old Ukrainian. The film opened to an audience of a few hundred in the medieval central Polish city of Torun at a specialty event focused on cinematography. The setting was a world away from the typical glamour and fanfare of a Hollywood release. The gun held by Baldwin fired a live round inadvertently loaded by the movie's chief weapons handler, Hannah Gutierrez, on the film set in New Mexico in October 2021. Gutierrez was convicted of involuntary manslaughter in March and is serving an 18-month prison sentence. Her appeal was rejected in September. Baldwin also faced trial, but in July, a New Mexico judge dismissed involuntary manslaughter charges against him, agreeing with his lawyers that prosecutors and police withheld evidence on the source of the live round that killed Hutchins. In a 2021 television interview, Baldwin said he was told the gun was empty and Hutchins directed him to point it towards the camera and cock it. He said the revolver fired when he let go of the hammer and he did not pull the trigger. Souza said he realized it would be next to impossible for people to watch the film without thinking of Hutchins' death. Souza said the festival was a fitting place to honor her and the film opened with a minute of silence.
And that's all we have for this hour. Thank you for watching. Wish you all a very pleasant time ahead.
Maldives first. Dunia divehin ema
me fanzas de hafta tamfiz kore kamaki fasa chap ko gam bazar tunero